Little Hands, Big Attitude Book 5 The Thief and the Sleeper Chapter 13 Heroes Before Rule Followers or something like that. Shadow hadn't intended on falling asleep, but one moment he was shuffling his way through the snow, trying to find his own tracks in hopes of following them back to Rouge, and the next, he was lying down in a dark space, the light of morning shining down through a small hole in the wall, a cave of some sort. Had she put him here? Did she hide him here in this cave and then leave to go find food or something? His mind felt dull, refusing to form more than basic thoughts. The cave wasn't exactly warm, but it was certainly warmer than the snowy landscape outside, and quiet. He was safe here, at least for now. No food down here, though. And he'd need to get back to Rouge somehow. He wished he could remember how he'd gotten here. Other than his leg, he didn't feel hurt, so he doubted that he'd fallen into the cave. Now that the sun was up, he might be able to follow tracks, but there could be tons of those out in the woods. So far his memory problems had led them to nothing but trouble. Now, he was lost, trapped in a cave, and still with an injured leg. He'd think that after a few days, the pain would have at least evened out. He knew for certain now that it hadn't just been stiff from lack of use in the capsule. He was hurt, something was wrong with his leg, but what? He gingerly ran his hand along the fur, trying not to put too much outside pressure on it, as that seemed to bring about the most pain. Was it broken? Surely putting any weight on it would have confirmed that by now, so perhaps not. Knowing all of this scientific stuff certainly made sense, now that he knew he was raised in a laboratory environment. He would have picked up on that sort of thing, but even with Stone's explanation, there seemed to be missing pieces, parts of the puzzle kept sealed off for a reason. Shadow reached into his shoe as he felt a thrumming, pulling out the teleporting stone and holding it out in his palm. It was glowing softly again, the light pulsing with each vibration.
What am I supposed to do now?
If I go looking for her, I'll just get lost again, and probably forget who I am again and limp myself right off a cliff or something.
I don't suppose you have any ideas.
That depends. Shadow sat up straight as he heard a soft, quiet voice murmur from somewhere around him.
Who's there?
You seem to be in trouble. What is wrong, little one? Shadow looked back to the stone as it thrummed in his palm. Was the stone talking to him? Or perhaps someone else was speaking through the stone. Either one sounded plausible at this point.
I'm lost. I was following some questionable advice, trying to get answers about who I am and where I come from, and then I lost my way and I don't know how to get back to my friend.
I see. It sounds as though you are more than just physically lost, then. You do not know who you are.
They say I was made for a purpose, but I don't know what that means, or how to find out. It sounds like the only people who could really tell me what I was made for are dead.
And someone else gets to choose what you do with your life?
Well, I guess so. I mean, if they made me to do something.
You have a soul, and a mind capable of making your own choices, yes?
I guess so.
If those that sought to choose your destiny for you have passed, who remains to choose what you do? Shadow was quiet, thinking this over. He certainly didn't feel like he was a cure for all diseases, and to achieve that goal would probably mean he would spend a lot of time in a lab, being tested on and having his blood constantly drawn and used. He rubbed his arms as he thought about the painful, miserable life that might lead to. He didn't feel like a weapon either. To be a lab rat was a life of pain, and to be a weapon was a life of inflicting pain onto others, and he hated that idea just as much. The idea of spending his life hunting down people, intentionally hurting them just because someone told him to. That was what Stone had expected him to do last night. To be a tool for his own ambitions and to take that stone from that home, that family, by force, if necessary. Shadow couldn't, no, he wouldn't do that. Especially not if using force to get what you wanted was how he lost his own family.
Be brave, live for me, okay? Live for me, be good.
The girl, Maria, her voice whispered in his ear once more. Be good. That didn't sound too hard, he could do that, and he would. He tightened his grasp on the white stone, lifting his head.
I get to choose what I want to do, and what I want to do is to be me.
And, who are you, little one? Shadow grimaced as he got up to his feet, leaning against the wall of the cave.
I will figure that out as I go. I need to find Rouge. She said she'd find me if I got to safety, but now...
He took a few limping steps towards the entrance to the cave.
Now I'm worried she might be in trouble.
He stopped again as he heard a low rumbling overhead, and then dropped back down to the ground as he saw movement pass by the entrance. Voices echoed down the tunnel. There were several humans out there.
Search the area. It can't have gotten too far.
Shadow growled, putting his hands to his head.
Jeepers creepers!
The agents Rouge and Stone had mentioned were chasing them down had arrived, and were right outside.
Now what? Disembodied voice.
Fear not, little one. Remain, and I will hide you.
What do you mean, do not aid him?
Knuckles had never been so angry as he was right now. Well, that wasn't quite true. He had been more enraged when he'd been tricked by Robotnik into fighting Sonic, only for Robotnik to steal the Master Emerald right out from under their noses. This was quite enraging too, however. Tails stood off to his side, hands clasped together tightly as he looked at their father and the agent he'd just allowed into their home, this time apparently to tell them to stay put.
But Dad, he needs us.
It's too dangerous, Kill.
Agent Tower, as he had been introduced, crouched down closer to Tails' eye level.
No, you want Shadow to be safe, so do I, but I don't think it's a good idea for all of you to go out there and get your parents in more trouble.
This is so unfair.
Sonic stamped his foot, his quills flickering a little.
What if he was the one who came into the house last night? What if he was just trying to find somewhere safe and we scared him off?
Sonic, we don't know everything about what happened last night.
Maddie stood off to the side, Obsidian nestled in a sling strung across her chest and appearing to be oblivious to the argument as he slept.
I know how you want to help, but we might be more harm than good going out there.
The hedgehog was practically vibrating, but a hand from Knuckles on his shoulder made him stop and take a deep breath, fading the blue sparks away once more.
Okay. So what do you want us to do? How can we help without getting in trouble?
Agent Tower bit his lip.
That's the thing, I don't know. Tell you what, for now, I need you to go and tell the other two not to go into the woods right now.
You know about Silver and Blaze.
Agent Tower nodded.
I saw them in your truck on our way out from last time. Didn't report them, I assure you.
Okay, I'll go tell them.
And then come straight back, Sonic.
Tom hollered as his son took off out of the house, but he didn't look like he was certain the hedgehog heard.
If Shadow can make it to the lake, then maybe Kaya can protect him.
Perhaps, Fox. I am not certain she is aware of any of this at the moment.
The surface of the lake has frozen over in the approaching cold, sealing her below the ice and perhaps unable to come to anyone's aid until spring.
I only hope he does not try to seek shelter in the cabin of Carl. He will be far less patient in pulling the trigger than Father was this morning.
Tails gripped his tails tightly, ears folding down.
Poor Shadow, he didn't even do anything.
Agent Tower bent down.
Your dad told me that you guys have seen him before, sort of, when the attack happened.
Yes?
We witnessed a vision of the events.
Agent Tower smiled a bit.
Tell me everything you can remember.
Silver's ears pricked and he looked up from his coloring book as he heard a knock on the window, and his eyes widened as he saw Sonic there, bouncing up and down. What was he doing there? And was he really that cold? Silver went to the window and opened it, gasping as the icy air blew in.
Make it quick, Sonic. You'll make all the warm air outside.
Where's Blaze?
She went to the clinic with Miss Allison for the day. I decided to stay home instead. Why?
Silver gave him a slight glare.
Did your older brother send you on an errand on behalf of Eros?
Perfect. Wait, what? No! Look, I need your help.
The pale hedgehog crossed his arms.
Oh, with what?
There's another hedgehog out there in the woods, and there are humans trying to hunt him down. I need your help to get him somewhere safe.
What did he do?
Does it matter? Come on, get your boots and gloves and let's go.
Silver frowned.
Sonic, I can't just go out there to go chasing after some random hedgehog.
Come on, don't you trust me?
You were the one who told me that all of the cars in the schoolyard were supposed to be arranged by color. I spent a solid hour fixing them, and then got in trouble with Miss Allison for it.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, the look on the teachers' faces was priceless.
Sonic!
Okay, listen, Shadow's a nice guy, from what Tails and Knuckles told me. But he's in trouble and we might be the only ones who can help him.
Silver rolled his eyes.
If Tails and Knuckles like him so much, then why don't they help you help him?
Don't want to be a hero, Silver?
I'd rather be warm, indoors, and not grounded for life.
The pale hedgehog then closed the window, turning away from the blue hedgehog on the other side. He crossed his arms and lifted his nose, waiting until he heard the whoosh of Sonic leaving once more before returning to his coloring book. He picked up the marker, hovering over the image.
He's gonna get himself blown up out there if I don't keep an eye on him.
He put the cap back on the marker and then got up.
Okay, leave a note for Miss Allison, and then get shoes, gloves, and a coat. Sonic can freeze out there all he likes, but I've already had the flu once in my life and no thank you.